What's up, Rad Dads, and welcome back to another episode of the Rad Dads podcast, hosted by none other than the two raddest dads on the East Coast. I'm Sal.
And I'm Rob. We got the names right.
Rob.
Hello, Sal. We got the names right this time.
Yes. You know, it seems like we haven't recorded in a while. We haven't.
No, I don't think we have. I mean, we had an interview, but we haven't recorded in a while.
We had quite the brainstorming session the other day.
Yeah, we brainstormed a lot.
Bourbon and cigar. And
Bourbon and cigars. We got a lot accomplished there. Fucking great idea.
Yeah. I mean, it sounded good in my head.
All right, what are we talking about tonight?
Well, today's a special episode because it's actually an episode for all those rad dads out there, because this episode is dropping on a very special day, Rob. Father's Day.
Oh, that's right. Father's Day. Father's Day.
No, don't, please. Don't do that.
What do you...
Don't. Nope.
No, that was the whole point. It's scary. What are you doing for Father's Day?
Just laying low. If I can get my if I can get everything out of the basement before Sunday, the plan is to go by my sister's to celebrate.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, low key. You know, my father, because of his situation, we can't really do anything crazy. Although he's getting a lot better, thank God. Knock on wood. He's doing. He's I'm gonna say 75%. So, which is
that's
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you're not barbecuing.
My sister, we never really go to Queens, so I was like, you know what, we'll just go to Queens, and we're gonna barbecue over there.
That's cool.
Yeah, since they always come down here, it's a shitty ride. It's
there
crazy.
or here?
Both.
Yeah, I know.
When I put her address in my GPS,
it says, "Why the fuck are you going there?"
Yes. Dude, how fucking
Audience liked it.
I love that one. Rob's only joke in the 3 years we've been doing this. It was actually a pretty good one. But crazy as this sounds, we're 22 miles from my house
Yeah.
to Queens. And it takes an hour plus. What are you doing for Father's Day?
We're going to go see Conchetta's, my wife's dad. Then my dad and my brother are going to come over, and we're going to probably order some pizzas from one of the local joints.
Nice.
Some milk and wings.
Why don't you tell your brother to make some pizza?
He doesn't do that anymore. He's moved up in the world.
I got to get his recipe for pizza dough. I still have to make some this year.
Oh, shit. I have pizza dough.
You do? Oh, that's right. You told me. He gave you like fucking 600 pounds of it.
Not 600 pounds, but it's at the bottom of the freezer. I forgot. I gave it to my mom to have her make pizza.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good stuff. You asking for anything for Father's Day?
No, were you?
I had. Well, no. I think my last year, or was it last year or the year before? I think last year. My last year's gift kind of made up for it for a little bit.
My big thing is just being able to spend time with my kids without having to listen to them and be like, I want to play video games. I want to do, like, it's not about you today, kids. It's about me. So now you get to do what I want to do. And listen, I don't even want to go, like, if we're up to me, we go hiking and we go out and be outside for a couple hours. I'm not even asking that. I'm asking, just don't ask me about your phone. Don't ask me about your iPad. Don't ask me about video games.
Yeah, let's
just hang out. We'll hang out with your uncle, with your grandfather. And it's funny because when my brother comes over, they want to play basketball. Ask them every day. You want to play basketball? No. You want to play basketball? No. Uncle Nick comes over. We want to play basketball. You know how hard it is to put up one of those fucking basketball hoops? It's a
you got a legitimate one?
Yeah. I set it up. You walk past it every time you come in.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But it's the funniest thing is I did put it up on myself, but when you put it up, right? So you put the base down and you put everything together, and last thing is like you put the backboard on the pole.
You need an extra hand.
There's no counterbalance on that. Mm-hmm. So when you pick it up, you're like, holy shit. I wish I was being videotaped because I probably looked like the biggest idiot. I was stumbling backwards.
Check your ring.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't because I was probably stumbling backwards trying to keep the thing up. I'm surprised I didn't hurt myself, but I finally got it positioned and figured out. But when you pick up the first time, you don't realize like there's no counterbalance. It's 100% on one side. So you're like, wait, why is this so what? So
takes you by surprise.
Yeah. No, it's just hanging out with family. And making sure my wife gets to see her dad, spending time with my dad. Our parents are getting up there now. So getting time in with them and spending some quality time is important.
Yeah, tell me about it, man. Past month has been pretty challenging for me. Lost a member of the family, and my dad was sick. But he's on the mend now, which is great. But it was scary at some point. When you're watching your dad trying to breathe, and he's trying. You ever get that feeling where you can't catch your breath?
You got the wind knocked out of you.
Like you got the wind knocked. That is what my father feels like. This is crazy.
That's nuts.
It's fucking insane.
Now, did he get COVID?
No.
Did they say it was from COVID or no?
No.
Interesting.
No. Nope. Thank God.
Because there's a lot of so there's a lot of shit. Like it's not just COVID, right? It's the
after effects.
It's the after effects. I've heard crazy stories about the after effects. So I'm even to the point where what
I got a bad after effect. Well, not really.
You had it early on though.
I did. My schwanz grew 4 inches.
Now it's 4.5.
You got 2 jokes. Wow.
2 jokes tonight. Let's make it a wrap now.
That's pretty good. Pretty good, Rob.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm fired tonight, huh?
Yes, sir.
You're excited for Father's Day.
Yeah. So what are some good gifts that dads can get or dads can ask?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, there's a camping cot. So if you're a family of 5 like me, when you go to hotels, dude, you need, when we used to vacation when my kids were younger, all 3 of them could sleep in the queen.
Yeah,
because we used to get double queen rooms. We had no choice. Now they can't fit in a queen, so we take a cot. And dude,
do they charge you for it?
No,
okay.
They don't know what the fuck it is. It's concealed.
Oh, you actually bring one?
Yeah.
Oh, because you can order a cot there too. No,
fuck that, dude. I bring this. It's nice, compact. I put it over my shoulder like one of my luggages. It's a camping cot at 450 pounds max load, portable folding outdoor. It says outdoor bed with carry bag. It's actually the head part is inclined a little bit, so as a little pillow, and it's got a pouch on the side for your phone. Dude, fucking phenomenal. Highly recommended. Highly recommended.
I would have loved that when my oldest was in Boy Scouts and I'd sleep on the floor at the whatever, it's like the Aircraft National Museum or something down in Teterboro.
Yep.
I slept on a linoleum floor. That was great. Real great for my back.
For the back, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I woke up feeling 100%.
So, Rich Latito from Dynamic Wealth Consulting?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so he has this fucking awesome cot. It buku bucks. But the one I'm telling you is only $70. Definitely well worth it. It's lightweight. His is lightweight as well. It's meant for backpacking, low to the ground, but it takes some time to put together. But it's pretty cool. Super lightweight.
So does Rich take that when you guys go camping?
Yes, he does, because he doesn't like the top bunk. Because we fucking sweat him out. Well, dude, the heat rises, and when it gets, when we got the
best spot to be in.
He can't take it. You can't take it. And then another thing, if you like chilling outside, highly recommend, if mosquitoes are an issue for you, as they are in the summertime, the Black & Decker Bug Zapper, the mosquito.
I may actually buy that.
Dude, so when I was a kid, my uncle had one. And this fucking thing ran and zapped thousands of bugs. Zzz, zzz. So I was like, you know what? 2 years ago, I went out to buy it. And when we hang out in the backyard at nighttime, I turn that thing on. Dude, I love hearing when a big bug gets in there. It's like, zzz. Its thing is fucking great. It's phenomenal. Highly recommended. That's if you don't want to, if you prefer spraying chemicals and.
Do you spray chemicals on your lawn?
No, I use the bug zapper.
Really, you don't get it sprayed for ticks and mosquitoes?
No, I got my backyard's enclosed.
No,
You can call for free.
What do you mean call for free?
For mosquito spray.
From where?
We can chat after this.
Oh, interesting. I
got a hookup.
It cost me a small fortune.
And
I'm more worried about ticks because I have about 1,000 deer that mosey on.
That's why you need to fucking enclose your backyard, bro. You got to spend some of that cheddar.
It's gonna happen.
Spend some of that green.
First is that window that's been replaced. Second is the driveway. Third is the man with the hairy chest.
The man with the hairy chest. Is that Sasquatch?
Yeah.
He's got
locking him out of the backyard.
So if you like playing games with your family, there's one game I love playing, and it gets so exciting. It's called Left, Center, Right.
It's a drinking game, I feel like.
It can be. You can. So everybody gets 3 quarters, right?
Yeah.
This is the way we play. Everybody gets 3 quarters, and then you roll. There's 3 dice: left, center, right. So however the dice roll, or there's snake eyes. If you get the dots, if you get snake eyes, you don't put your money anywhere. If you get an L and an R, 1 quarter goes left, 1 quarter goes right. If you get LRC, 1 goes left, 1 goes right, and 1 goes in the center.
Oh, this is definitely a drinking game.
Oh, dude, it's so much fun.
I'm pretty sure it was a drinking game.
You can win if you do with dollars. I mean, gets up there if you do with dollars or $5 bills. It's a fun game. And the last thing, if you guys are vacationing or going to a water park, the universal waterproof case. I know everyone likes to take pictures, and nobody wants to ruin their phone. Universal waterproof case, $10 on Amazon. We're actually all these products that I just mentioned that I actually have. I'll put a link to
in the liner notes.
In the liner notes, yeah. Right now, the one I'm looking at is 38% off. So it's $10.
Damn, son.
Yeah. So
nice.
Use the link we give you, and you'll be good. So no gifts for you. You're not gonna ask for anything. No.
The gift of spending time with the family.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Friday night, my son has a birthday party. Saturday has another birthday party. My wife has a shower. Sunday is my fucking day. Everyone's spending time with me.
Whether they like it or not. Force them to spend time with you, Rob. All electronics go away.
All electronics go away, including mine, which is, listen, I'm very as guilty about it as anybody else, but my son, both my kids did much better in their last quarter, trimester? Marking period. Did all upticks in grades, so I'm very happy.
That's great.
But
they should buy you a bottle.
Yeah.
Wait, you should buy them a bottle.
Should I buy them a bottle? But at the same point, I want to make sure they don't fall into bad habits and spend too much time on electronics. Now, if they were programming or something like that, I'd be like all about it. But they're dicking around on YouTube and watching stupid things, and I'm like, listen, enough's enough.
Are they watching people watch YouTube?
They're watching people play video games sometimes, and then the younger guy actually watches people cook because he's very like your oldest.
Yeah.
Very interested in that, and that's kind of fearful because that runs in my family, apparently.
Cooking?
Yeah, that's what my brother did.
Why is it fearful?
Because it's a tough industry.
It definitely is.
So, but now if he wants to be a chef and go to CIA or something like that, that's a different story.
Do you want to be in the CIA?
No, Culinary Institute of America, which is where my brother wanted to go originally.
Dude, my daughter is dead set becoming a baker. So we're talking about the training.
Oldest?
Yeah. We were talking about the training schedule for the summer because we put him right into soccer training. So 3 days of soccer and 2 days of conditioning. She goes, well, what about my business? I said, honey, what business are you talking about? Dad, I told you that I want to open up a business, a baking business. I said, Madison, I said, do you have a business plan? She goes, "What's that?" I said, "Okay, well, we have to have a conversation."
We don't even have a business plan.
We started it.
Yeah.
It's like
Still in draft form.
It's like 43.5% done. So I was like, let's talk about this. I see your passion. I see you want to do this, but we have to do it right. We have to go down the right path and create a business plan. You got to write down your ideas. It just can't be in your head. And then, she, one of those.
Why doesn't she go work at one of the local bakeries?
So I am going to try. We have a friend that has a bakery, and I want to see if she'll allow her to like intern.
Most of these people don't go to school for it; they just learn it in like a bakery.
Like that.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. No, I agree, 100%.
Yeah, but some of the better pastry chefs are more, the famous ones are classically trained, and
Correct.
now it gives you more, especially if you don't have the avenue to get trained by somebody like a relative or something like that, or be in a business automatically. Getting that classical training could give you the edge you need to kind of break out of your shell if that's what she wants to do. I know very interested. Anytime there's a cooking show on, that's what we're watching.
So why don't you go to the next town over and put him in the classes?
He went to YMCA.
No, not there.
He hated
It's right
it.
behind it. It's actually right behind it.
Where? I would talk about it offline.
Yeah.
Do we have a dad lesson for tonight? No, we don't, right?
So, the dad lesson for tonight is you can never get back time.
So we should talk about that. So your youngest is now out of elementary school.
Yes.
My oldest is now out of elementary school. And I will just tell you, everyone talks about how fast time goes with your kids. And I will tell you, I can't believe my oldest, who I can remember being born, rushing from my job at Barnes & Noble, telling one of my colleagues, like, hey, listen, my wife's in labor, gotta go. And I was like, what do I do? And she's like, leave. And I was like, no, what do I do? And she's like, just go, they'll understand. And I was like, but I just got here. Like, I always have gotten into work early. 7:45 I was in. And she's like, listen, they'll understand. I will tell everyone when they come in.
Rob's having a baby.
So took the path back to Hoboken. Now I couldn't get any trains back to my town.
Oh my God.
So I had to call my brother and said, pick me up in Hoboken. Like literally like an hour and a half later, he gets there, which it was an hour anyway until the next train. And I'm sitting there standing outside pacing, picks me up. I think he had a red Acura at the time, and we're flying through Hoboken, going the opposite way of traffic.
Oh my God.
So it was definitely an experience. But like that kid who was born in 2011, the day we signed our mortgage for the house, is now out of elementary school, and a little wise ass man who literally, funniest thing is, goes and talks to all the adults. Like, we very friendly with you. Like, literally started talking to Sal as we're walking in and bullshitting, talking about how he wants to be an engineer. But apparently that's the way he is with people adults he's comfortable with. It's so strange to watch this kid progress, because one of the moms came up to us and was like, yeah, he comes over and we just, if he's like, he's a little wise ass, which is fine. Like, I expect nothing less, but like, he's a wise ass to other parents, but they know who he is, and they're like kind of bust his stones back. And we've had parents who we're not even like essentially close with be like, yeah, he feels like he's at home when he's at our house. And I'm like, hey, fuck. Like, this kid just like goes and feels comfortable. And if he feels comfortable, he'll just, and that's it. I went and picked him up at our friend's house, and he was like lounging on the couch. I was like, Nico, what are you doing? It just feels comfortable. So it's, it's awesome. Crazy. Like, your youngest is now now you have no kids in elementary school.
Yeah. So I heard a statistic the other day. I'm actually trying to find it. So by the time our kids are, I believe, 13 years old, we have already spent 75% of the time that we're going to spend with our kids.
That's crazy.
Dude, that's fucking insane. But think about that. because we were young once, right? So
Still young.
when you get to 8th grade, when you finish 8th grade, right? Got your friends, you're going into high school, you get that attitude, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, I don't want to spend time with your mom and
Right.
dad.
You're cramping my style.
Yeah.
So you lose your kids from high school, freshman, senior, then they go off to college if they go away.
Oh, yeah.
So once your kids get out of 8th grade, when are they going to come back around?
Yeah.
20 in their 20s. So
I never came back. You did, though.
I left the house when I got married.
Yeah.
I commuted to college.
Yeah.
So just spend that time with your kids, man.
Yeah, it's a
time you will never get back.
It's crazy. You think about it and you're like, what the hell? Like 10 years, and you think about it, and me and my wife think about it all the time, is like our married life has only been with our kids. We got married and we had kids.
Right away, huh?
Oh, there was, pulled the goalie and whew, I scored.
Scored twice.
Got a hole in one. First time ever.
Look at that. First shot.
So, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, we were a little bit older when we got married, so we wanted to have kids a little bit quicker. But yeah, I spend that time with those kids. I mean, you think about it and you're like, I remember 3 years ago when you wanted to hang out with me, and now it's like, Dad, I just want to go to Dunkin' Donuts and hang with my friends.
So hold on, I got homework for everybody.
Oh, homework. I don't like homework
for this Father's Day, or for all the dads out there.
All right, here we go. Here we go, Sal. Tell us.
Think about this, right?
I think about a lot, Sal.
So tomorrow, right?
That's Friday.
No.
Oh.
After they listen to this.
Okay, so that's
it'll
Monday.
Be Monday, or whatever day after you listen to this. Pay attention to your day, right? Pay attention to the amount of time you spend with your kid or kids. Add it up. This statistic that I'm reading right now is fucking crazy. The average amount of time university-educated moms spend with their children is 120 minutes a day. It's 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, but think about it.
2 hours, but that's what I'm saying. Think about so
if you work a full day,
the average amount of time a university-educated dad spends with their kids, 85 minutes.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
So after you listen to this podcast, think about it. How much time you're actually standing next to your kid, not on your phone, maybe throwing a ball or something, kicking a soccer ball, throwing a football, playing catch, just watching a movie. Think about the amount of time you're spending with your kid that day. Add it up.
Yeah,
I'm curious what everybody's response is.
I think we should put that as a poll.
Dude, that's fucking 120 minutes and 85 minutes a day. Yes, I get it. You work. Sure. Got to cook dinner. You got to eat, right? But it makes sense. That's fucking,
it sucks.
Nuts.
It sucks, right? But at the same point, if every industry is different, right? And, we have friends who work overnight and work crazy hours. My brother works in the restaurant industry, which is crazy hours unto itself.
Yep.
But my thought here is you need to really have to focus in on spending time with your kids. And for me, some people sacrifice for their career. Some people sacrifice for their education. But how many people are actually sacrificing to spend time with their kids and put in the effort? And I honestly think that's something that probably came out of COVID. I was talking to someone today, and I was like, well, we're having a conversation. I was like, are you married? Do you have kids? And it's like, I'm married. I don't have kids. And I was like, well, that's a big difference. You get to spend more time doing what you want to do. I'd rather take the time where I should be reading and self-educating and spend it with my kids. So it's one of those things, like even me and my wife talk about it, like, oh, maybe we should go on a vacation together. And we're like, listen, plenty of time to do that after the kids leave. Like I don't need to do that now.
So my wife and I, we do a beach day. That's it to ourselves. One beach day down the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
And that's our getaway. I don't think we've ever been on vacation without the kids.
I don't think we can. We tried it once. We did it once. And it was not a good experience.
For them or for you? Or the people
my
watching?
wife.
Oh.
And for me.
She couldn't.
It was not good.
Anxiety?
Yeah.
Just leaving the kid. Well, the kids,
Yeah,
they
they
must
were
have been a lot
much younger.
Yeah. It's probably a lot easier.
And it was my
now.
best friend's wedding, so it was tough. But it's a little bit easier for me because at the time, I think I just stopped traveling or was traveling intermittently, and it was a little bit rough for her. I didn't think it fully through, so that was fun.
Come on, hon, it'll be fun.
Yeah,
Not fun at all.
That was not a good experience. But again, I think it's important. Spend that time with your kids. At least for people in my industry and people as you think this through, maybe when you get home, and I've read a lot of articles recently, and some things people say is, from the time they get home, they put their devices on the shelf and they try to spend time with their kids, eat dinner, and that's what it is. And then at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, when your kids go to bed, you can pick up your devices. Listen,
wait, 8, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, my kids go to bed at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, latest.
Yeah, not my kids.
Well, it's summer now, so it may
a lot longer.
I just had somebody who was texting me. He's like, "Hey, we're at the carnival." I was like, "It's 9:30. My kids are like in bed for over an hour already." Like he's like, "Oh, you should have came," and I was like, "It's literally 9:30. My kids have been sleeping for an hour." And that's the thing. Like I've had people invite me over recently at 8 o'clock, and I'm like, "Dude,
my kids are passed out."
People don't realize my kids are really like 8 o'clock comes done, but they also get up at like 5, 6
So
o'clock.
if you're gonna make plans with Rob, you gotta invite him over at like 5.
Yeah, unfortunately, my kids are out.
So yeah, dad lessons, spend time with your kid, but also dad homework. I encourage you guys to just think about the time you spent with your kid or your kids. Just off your phone, hanging out with them, tossing a ball, having a conversation, playing a game, watching a movie, whatever. Just I'm curious, and I'd really love to hear everybody's feedback. Just either post it on Instagram. Maybe I'll drop something on Instagram, like a poll or something, or Facebook.
Yeah, I should. But I think, listen, that 85 minutes isn't enough. I think you need to consciously make an effort to increase it to something that's material.
That's an hour and 25 minutes that you spend with your kid one day. That's it.
That's crazy.
And let's say you have multiple kids. How do you break that down? 30 minutes per kid per day? I mean, that's me. I got 3 kids.
That's nuts.
So yeah, dad lesson to all you fellas out there. Well, we'll get to this later.
This is a long fucking episode.
Yeah, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, fellas.
That brings us to the interesting part of the episode. Bourbon tasting.
Woohoo!
All right, Rob.
Yes, sir.
What are we tasting tonight, Rob?
We are tasting Angel's Envy,
Yes.
Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey finished in port wine barrels.
That is the alcohol classification. Kentucky straight bourbon finished in port barrels. Very good. Distillery is the Louisville Distillery Company, and that's actually something that you may not know that I'm going to let our audience know. Proof is 86.6, 43.3% alcohol by volume. It's aged up to 6 years. Filtration is undisclosed. Batch size is undisclosed. The mash bill, 75% corn, 18% rye, 10% malted barley. They got some awards, but none that, not the World Spirits Competition Award at San Francisco. They didn't win any of that. Color is amber. Price point 55 to 65, right? Because the rye is like 89. Am I correct in saying that?
Does that include inflation?
I'm sorry. Let's scratch that out.
I think increase it by like 20% or something.
Price point with inflation is $75 to $120.
So that's the thing that's killing me. Sorry, as a side note, all the bourbons are up. Everything's up. It's absolutely fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts.
I resulted to that one thing that I found on TikTok. The guy took shitty bourbon and put some oak sticks in it and turned it into something good.
I didn't see that one. That's good, though.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. So a little history behind Angel's Envy. Angel's Envy was an idea between a father and a son. Eventually, a grandson became involved as well. It is handcrafted small batch. Oh, look at that. It's small batch. Small batch whiskey produced by Louisville Distilling Company. Listen to this. A subsidiary of Bacardi Limited. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
It's a subsidy of Bacardi.
Bacardi Limited. Yeah.
Interesting.
I thought it was. So they use double maturation or finishing method to achieve their delicious brown juice they call Angel's Envy. In the final stages of their production, they finished the bourbon for up to 6 months in 60-gallon port barrels from Portugal. The bourbon is then blended again in batches of 8 to 12 barrels at a time, producing this wonderful brown juice called Angel's Envy. Nose and aroma, I'm getting the caramel, some apples.
Do you know?
So
it says from the cellars of Lincoln Henderson?
Yes.
What is that?
So he was the, Lincoln Henderson was the originator, I believe. Hold on a second. Let me, when Lincoln came out of retirement to create Angel's Envy, it was to collaborate with his son, Wes, on a bourbon finished in port barrels. He'd had the idea for years, but had never had the chance to explore it previously. It was just an import to Lincoln to be, it was just as important to Lincoln to be creating a new type of whiskey as it was to be building something with his family. Wes's son, Kyle, eventually joined his family to help with the brand.
What are you blowing into the mic for? What the fuck?
It's a word I've never seen before. So to help with the brand and learn side by side with his grandfather. So that was Lincoln. Rooted in 200 years of bourbon heritage, they created hand-finished spirits that aren't afraid to improve on the classic tradition, inspired by legendary master distiller Lincoln Henderson. Lifetime spent crafting fine spirits. Angel's Envy is their masterpiece. The 5% of spirits lost each year during barrel aging is called the Angel's Share.
Yeah, Angel's Share.
Yeah.
It's a great bourbon.
It is.
Big fan.
Very delicious. Good stuff. Like I said, caramel, cinnamon. I get apples on the schnoz. Tasting notes. A little bit of the rye spice on the tasting notes. Right? A little slight burn.
Yeah, a little cinnamon in the dry glass.
Third glass method, yes. The aroma in the third glass is not as pronounced, which is from like other bourbons that we've had. The third glass, the aroma
this one is
like very weak.
Yeah, you get a little cinnamon, a little bit of oakiness, but it's very limited.
Some other bourbons, it's like, wow, it's like, Jesus Christ, you have an air freshener in there. But tasting notes, rye spice, apricots. I just got an apricot. We always taste our bourbons neat.
It's a little spicy, I would say. I don't know. It's as I'm tasting this and as I'm doing an actual tasting of it.
It's getting better and better.
It's getting better and better. I think it's actually a better bourbon with an ice cube, to be honest. But it is one of my go-tos. I won't lie. But I don't know if my rating is going to reflect that.
Oh, boy.
So I want to hear your rating, Sal.
So finish, I'm going to say there's a lingering burn. There are some bourbons that I do put an ice cube in, whether it's due to the high proof or just I want the night to last a little longer. I don't want to be knocked on my tuchus. Lingering burn. Overall, I'm going to say it's not too complex. There's nothing crazy in there. That no punch in the nose. Very enjoyable. I do like Angel's Envy. I'm going to give it a 7-0.
Ooh, daddy.
I'm going to give it a 7-0.
So, interesting. I actually very much enjoy the taste. I think I'm going to give it a 2 for that. I think the price is a 2. It's a little bit on the higher end, and that's that $50 price point. There's
But
a
hold
lot
on.
of competition there.
Now or then?
I'm going to say then, because now it may be
it was,
70.
Yeah, it was always a bit higher than the rest.
I mean, even I was at the store the other day, and I don't know, each store is a little bit different, but I was at the store the other day, and there was 4 Roses single barrel for like going for $60, which used to be 46. So
that's something I don't understand. Is it these bastards trying to, stick it where the sun don't shine on us? Are they trying to like make...
they're passing along the cost. There's a uptick in supply chain cost.
But hold on. But it back then, before our inflation, before what was it? Who do they blame it on these days? Putin. Before he did what he did, when we went from one store locally, right?
Yeah.
To another store locally, there shouldn't be a difference in price of $10.
Well, it depends on their agreement. So, like, there's
Or
a store in
supplier.
so there's a store in our town that probably gets a volume discount because they have multiple stores. The single store probably doesn't get the same volume discount because he's
but the single store has sometimes better pricing than the volume store.
I know,
Which is crazy.
No, because the volume store understands the demand of certain bourbons, where the single store does not necessarily.
Okay.
And essentially the single store is doing a traditional markup, whereas the volume store understands the demand,
Right.
and will mark it up even further and increase their margins. That's what I think is happening.
I think you're right.
I've actually had a friend tell me that the multiple stores is a crook, mutual friend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so
that's
just because he doesn't like his methodology, which is true, but there's so much competition locally,
Right.
that I'll go that 15 minutes up to the place that we went and go. They have great prices. I'd rather go up there because I buy my higher end bourbon there.
Yeah, save $15.
Yeah, so
I don't blame you. Don't blame you. So what's your rating, bud?
I think I'm gonna go with 6.5, and it's a little bit lower than I anticipated for Angel's Envy. I do like Angel's Envy, but
They don't like you.
no, I think it's like it's a little bit spicier than my traditional. I told everyone knows, and if you don't, then this is probably one of the first times you're listening. But I like a sweeter bourbon. That's why I don't like Scotch, and this is on like a spicier, almost a rye kind of feel to it.
Well, I mean, the makeup they have 18% rye. So we've had, and we'll do it on another episode, the Angel's Envy rye.
And it's crazy. Some of the ryes are great.
Yeah.
But for Angel's Envy, it's a higher end bourbon. At least, it's considered a higher end bourbon. I think it's delicious, but again, it's not for me. I like the sweeter side of it, so I would compare it with some of the other bourbons that we've had, like
so you can
Notch.
catch Rob at the bars having cosmopolitans.
Yes, sir. So
He likes it sweet, y'all.
And on that note, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you for listening to the Rad Dads Podcast. Tune in next time for another episode of the Rad Dads Podcast.
Happy Father's Day to all those fellas out there.
Yes, sir. Happy Father's Day.